Welcome to the Heroine Show. I am Blessing Ajayi, the host for today. I'm here with my beautiful, wonderful, excellent heroine with me today. And we are excited because of the topic we're going to discuss today. Ladies and gentlemen who are watching us, I want you to pay attention. This is our International Women's Month. And because of that, we are bringing to you touching, captivating topics for everyone. Women, they're a leader. It doesn't matter what you're doing. But we want you to understand that we are here for you as you're here with us. So today's topic is the silent battle women face, or the silent battle women fought and win. Remember, you fought and you win. Many times we are always a winner. Women never fails.
Absolutely.
Just like that, because they must fight with everything they got, and we trust that you are doing it. So today we are going to unveil it. We're going to, with the support of my heroine in the house today, we're going to nail it. And I believe that by the time we finish, we'll go home with something very, very understandable. So I want to say that what all women need to know is that behind every smiles, successes, gentle strength, many women carry silent battle, including me and you.
Yes.
Every one of us, you know, deep inside of us, inside of you, unseen struggle that shape your courage, make you do what you're doing right now. Resilience and growth. This battle may not be so loud or seen. It might be invisible to eyes. You know, it's not spoken about, but they are real, real in all sectors, all dimensions of life. Very powerful, and they are being won every day by you and I. No matter how complex, how challenging it is, you're winning it. That's why we are continuing to move forward. So today I want our heroine in the house today. I will start from heroine Adedishola to highlight on this topic.
Thank you so much, Heroine Blessing, and it's truly a pleasure to be here again. This topic is very important because we know as women, there's so many battles we can't even talk to anybody about. So I'm truly excited about this. You know, when we talk about some of these battles, what are they? So, you know, again, there's so many ways that we can find out what these battles are so that we can give it a name and be able to resolve it. Because if you don't know something, how are you able to resolve it? So some of these battles will be, you know, societal expectations, right? And gender roles, you know. I come from Africa, West Africa, born in Nigeria. Gender roles are very, very prevalent there. We talk about gender inequality and discrimination, even mental health struggles, violence, abuse. I mean, even in Canada, there's been a lot of talks about violence against women, financial instability, and seriously, every one of these affects us at different forms and at different stages in our lives. But one thing I do want to say, I understand that these fears are prevalent. I understand that these fears are there. But one thing I want everyone listening is one, Don't give power to your fear or battle. Because when you give power to your fear or battle, you've lost it.
I think that bears repeating. Don't give
Power
Or
to your fear or battle. Because when you give power to your fear or battle, you've lost it. So I'll pause there so that my Heroine Kim.
thank you so much, Heroine Kim.
I think that was the reason I asked you to repeat that again, because I think that was so powerful. We don't realize a lot of times that when we're going through our silent struggles as women, that we end up giving power to that fear, to that struggle. And by giving it power, it takes us
Over.
and it makes us cripple to the point where we're not able to move on in our journey of life. We end up getting stuck and marching time in that one spot. So it's important for us to understand and to realize that when we find ourselves in a place like this, we need to reach out, whether to another family member or to a professional or someone else. We need to share that, even though it may be difficult to share that inner struggle. It is important, or else our life is end up stuck in that one place. And I will just share something very quickly. And the reason I say that is because, I lost my husband in 2020. Just at the beginning of COVID, and and I lost my mom in 2017. So both of those times, I found that I caught myself being stuck, in life, in my daily journey, in one area. If I had not taken the time to realize what was happening and speaking to people that were close to me, I would not have been able to move forward. I would have still been stuck in that one place. As a matter of fact, I have a girlfriend who lost her son same time I lost my husband and has not been able to move forward since then. She's in the same exact spot when her son passed away in 2020. So I had to come out of my own journey to speak to her, to get her moving, even though I was going through my own stuff. So it's important that we understand that it's okay to find someone to speak to and to share with, because that actually helps us to move forward at times. So I just wanted to share
Thank you
that.
so much.
Can I just add something to that? And thank you so much, Heroine Kim, for being so vulnerable.
Yes.
I know it's not easy to talk about things like that. And I just want to say that we know that the struggles exist. It's not a matter of, we're not glossing over it. The battles exist, the pain exists. We're just saying that it's important to find that person that you can talk to help you move from that point to the next point. It's so important, because when we don't do that, it leads to so many other things, so many negative things. So we get it. At times you may need time to just grieve. At times you need time to just understand where you are, but don't stay there for too long. I tell people, I said, yes, I face a lot of battles. Just so you know, I'm human. I face a lot of battles. But one thing I've realized is that I am not going to let it define me. The battles will come, but I don't want to stay in that negative or painful place. I want to move on. And how do I move on? Do I talk to Reverend Blessing, Heroine Blessing? Do I talk to Heroine Kim? Do I talk to my husband, to my children? It's not easy to lose loved ones, by the way. So we do need time to kind of take it in, experience it, cry out. There's nothing wrong in crying. Cry out, but seek help, please. Seek help. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In fact, right from the beginning of this topic, like I said, it touches every part of me, because I can feel voices and feelings, emotions. It must not basically come from me, but being a mentor, being an advocate, a leader in the community, being someone that people trust, You can hear voices and the burden inside of women. We are discussing this because this is the height of it inside that cannot be, has not been spoken. We all carry the mask on our faces. But trust me, one thing I want you to know, that you are not there alone. So don't pretend you are. Or don't pretend as if you're carrying a load that nobody feels. Everybody has their own. But then we must not physically blanket on our faces. So I would say that silent itches, we know. The weight of expectation, the emotional fatigue, millions of women feel it every day, whether it's by balancing motherhood, career, healing from past trauma, dealing with imposter syndrome. We know it. Simply being unseen, your struggle is shared by many because a lot of people, the system is not friendly. Yes, we know. So it's okay to cry. Your vulnerability can be expressed in different form, right? And then that does not make you weak. When you admit that you're really tired, it doesn't matter the position you are. Sometimes it seems as if because you are in this level, you have to pretend and build up. No, you don't have to. Because most time, even the people that look up to you don't even know how to take care of you anymore. So you must express it that they will also know that you're a human being. That's very important. Your incapability does not make you less, but it can only say that you're a human. So don't hide it, don't bottle it. You must have a place to bring it out. Being human is very, very powerful because you can feel your senses of and organs operating. That's why you feel pain when you're pained. You feel hurt in different form. That means you're human. So that does not define you negatively in any form. Some of the greatest victory also that you have won, you can identify them. It begins with honesty of vulnerability. So what are we talking today is we all have seen life in different ways, and we have really dealt with it in different forms. So I'm going to use this moment to ask our heroine again. We're actually speaking the mind of the for the people,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah. To tell us if there is any moment that you have find yourself, being silenced and bottled, because we are human beings, what could that be? What could be the cause? In what area? And how did you take care of that?
So I will start, and I will focus on societal expectations.
Okay.
And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. So when when people see women, I don't want to say when men see women, when people when people see women, and it could be men, could be women, is it that they say they're too thin or too fat or too short or too tall or too skinny, and this is the kind of clothes they should be wearing. This is the kind of hair they should make. There's always so much in that space that the society is asking of women. And I'll take it further. Women now have one child, 2 children, and now they're a little bit robust in certain areas. And men too do have those kind of robustness in certain areas, but the focus is so much more on women. And where am I going with this? Society is telling us this is what you need to look like. This is what you need to eat. There was a time people said, oh, if you drink too much coffee, oh, if you drink too much wine, oh, if you do this. And I said, there's going to be a time where they're going to tell us all we need to eat is just breathe in the air and that's it. Because if you dance to everything everybody says, when is it ever going to stop? Will it ever stop? So I'm saying that let not whatever anybody is saying be the gospel truth. Right? You're you. Because when people tell me, oh, I need to lose a pound or 2, and I say, who is asking? Who doesn't like you though? Is it you or somebody's telling you that. Right? You have to know why you want to do. Will it make you happy, or you're going to make somebody else happy? Right? If it's going to make you happy, go for it. But if you're doing it because of somebody, what if that somebody is no longer in your life and somebody else tells you something different? What are you going to do?
So I want to bring you back to where I said, if there is any moment that you find yourself being silent in the battle that you fight as a woman, as a leader, and then you were able to win, meaning that you walk through it. There's some battle that steals you. There's some battle that broke the bones and everything. Some battle will make you cry. They say that women cry in the bedroom, but when they come out, they smile. Right? There is an adage that also says that, you see, the roof covers a lot. Until they open it, you will know. Yes. So women, as wife, as mother, as leader, come on. It's in the area of childbearing. It's in the area of, the people are going through a lot of financial instability. It's in the area of health. A lot of people going through a lot in different ways of lives. And like I said, the economy is not friendly at all. So, so which area that, that really, of course, the heat touches everybody, but there's a particular area that, this is just troubling, but I was able to go through it. Things like that.
Well, I can give an instance of, when I wasn't working. I was much younger than this. I was back home in my country, and I wasn't working, no money. I have a son. It was difficult, but I had to look for ways to get daily paid jobs. There's such a thing as that. And the only way I was able to do that was because I spoke out. I spoke out to people that listened. I spoke out to people that could help me. Because there's certain things you can't do yourself. And so with the help of those people, I was able to walk, get daily paid until I was able to get back into my profession. So yes, I was a mother then, but I was jobless.
And many people are in that situation, especially the immigrant that just came, that wanting to find their balances, and then they don't know where to go. And if you look at us, I don't know about you, every day I meet them and I devote my time to let them know that we all come from that part. And as you continue without giving up, you will get your balance. Like I always tell them as immigrant, like you're not small before you came. No. Something motivated you and you were able to sustain the bill and everything that carried you abroad. So definitely just start where you can and you will get up there.
I like when you say you're not small when you came, because I always tell people that if you come in as a student or a PR, the government has said you have the right qualification, you can come here. And so when you get here and Canada shows you what Canada is, don't let it take over. Remember who you are and look for help.
The same way, you get there. So Heroine Kim.
I'm listening to the conversation and I'm just thinking about what you were saying about women that are silent and, what they're going through. There are times that women are silent because sometimes it's not due to their own self, but sometimes they're silenced by their families. Based on the backgrounds they come from. Because in some backgrounds, women are not allowed to do certain things. They're not allowed to have a voice. They're not allowed to speak. So they are silenced because of that. They're not able to speak freely. And then there are other areas whereby you may have a job, but you're just there to represent. As you know, having a female in this particular group, but your voice is still not heard. So you're being still silenced yet again. So there's different formats and different ways of being silenced, whether it be at your job, whether it be at home, whether it be at church or in your community. But whichever way you look at it, you're still being silenced. And at some point in time, you have to be able to find your voice and to be able to speak out. Because if you don't, then that silence now becomes something that can actually affect your health. It can affect your health, and it can affect you as the woman you are and as the person you're supposed to be.
I'm not cutting you off. I wanted to, because of our time, the critical moments, like one of those challenging period that you fight for something, like fight a battle, and then you won. Due to the economy, due to whatever. I think she mentioned some of those things that we have to fight, either battle of loneliness, motherhood, comparison, battle of self-worth. Those are battle of worn out. You totally worn out. Battle of silence during trauma. At least you share one of them. Battle of forgiveness. Battle of aging and body image. And so on, battle of rejection and abandonment. Any of those battles that you have fight, or any other one that I have not mentioned, that affected you so much, you fought it, but then you came out of it. I know you shared one already, but probably you can highlight something on this also.
Battle of being who you are and standing up for what you believe in. But then being told by those around you that you are not allowed to speak out about those things. So you're actually being told to dumb down or to keep quiet or not to voice those things. So that's about a battle in itself. And because of that, you have to step back. And I have experienced that where I have been in groups whereby, you're there, but they don't want you to speak your truth. They don't want you to be upfront. They just want you to fit into the box or the narrative they have set there for you. And if you come outside of that, then you're told that you're no longer able to be a part of that group. You have to now come out of that group because you're not sticking with what the narrative is supposed to be.
You're not compliant.
Yes. So you have to step back now. And by stepping back, really what you're doing is you're being told to keep quiet. So, when I have faced certain things like that, then I have decided, you know what, this is no longer healthy for me. So I need to step out of that scenario, or I need to step out of that group and repurpose my energy somewhere else. So that way I do not feel lesser than or do not feel devalued, and that my voice is still to be heard. So I think I'm hoping that I'm able to answer the question you're asking.
Yeah.
But I think that that is something that I've experienced, and I've told myself I need to move on and find my true purpose elsewhere.
Yeah, so thank you so much. In every way we are sharing it. Basically, talking about the battle women fought, like you mentioned that some women are silent.
Yeah.
Some of them, their husband or a relationship never permit them to exploit what we are doing right now.
And sometimes women are silenced by other women. Sometimes women are silenced by other women who are afraid of our other women. So let's not just focus only on the men, but we are also silenced by our own women at times.
Okay, men, are you hearing it?
I have to put that out there because
okay, so hold on this topic. We'll be back because it's getting hotter right now, and I'm going to hit it very hard for us to get the message. Thank you so much, viewers. We are going on break now. We'll be back. Thank you.
The People's Blessing Show is back and better. Get ready for a whole new season of The People's Blessing Show. Meet real people with real stories and exceptional accomplishment. This is the People's Blessing Show Hall of Fame series.
Hall of Fame is a series to honor individuals who have made significant impact in our community.
Celebrating
a master's degree and make my way in the world. So educate.
Not a lot of people know about me and where I came from. So,
Join Reverend Blessing Ajayi in the Royal Room as she shines a spotlight on icons who have inspired our community to do better. This season promises to be inspiring, informative, and entertaining. Showing on the Black Community Canada Television every Sunday. Connect with us on socials at People's Blessing Show.
Welcome back from the break. I want to appreciate you for having patience with us today. Like I said, this is a very important topic for we women and the people out there. And you know, when women are happy, everyone become happy. The world is happy. when you make women angry, you know, like we always say, don't make me angry. I told that to my husband. I said, look, I don't want to get angry because if I get angry, things are not working. A lot of things are going to go upside down. So I try to keep my mood happy and active, right? You know, because we are very important. If you know, and if you don't know today that you're very important and the world needs you. Your family needs you, the community needs you. So today we are diving into emphasizing on the silence, the cause of those silence. What could be the cause? Is it the environment? Is it the kind of person that they find themselves as in a relationship or community that they fight so much battle, so many fought resentment, so many fought forgiveness, fought abuse. I thank God for the government that we are trying to help those who are struggling silently. And I want to mention that, can anybody tell me that men also are going through the same thing in different way, to be honest? What do you say about that, Heroine Kim?
Yes, there are men who are being silenced as well. It's just that the percentage is always higher for
a woman,
female rather than a male, because of course in society, a male are looked upon as the dominant sex and as the stronger one. So obviously, we tend to forget that men too are silenced, and their silence is not as, what's the word I want to use? It's not as prevalent as females. It's just that sometimes, you know, there are male who were not. I want to make certain I'm using the right phrase. Sometimes there are males who were not given the proper guidance, whether when they were growing up, from their male figures in their life, whether it be their father or grandfather or whoever. So they grew up more on a softer side, and so therefore their voices have been silenced from a young age, or it could be something traumatic that they've experienced, and their voice has become silenced. So. We do want to acknowledge that there are men out there who are experiencing that, and to those men, we want to encourage you to go out and to speak to your brothers, and to speak to and to find help as well. Just as we would say to women, find help in your community, see a doctor, see a specialist, and reach out to your friends and family around you who you feel that you can trust, and have that kind of relationship where you feel safe enough to have that conversation and be able to talk about it. So
yeah, that's very important. Thank you so much. We are still talking about the fight and how we won. How can we overcome those struggles, those fights, as we have mentioned? You know, for me, experiencing you know, parenting is something that, as a woman, we put all the effort to see that children get to a place, break barriers. You know, by so doing that, even in marriage, you have to stand to make sure that you balance the both sides, and also having like Heroine Adeshola said, sometimes you are people can say something because you choose to do something. We are not actually defined by the expectation that people want to see, but what are your values that you want to represent in your home, in your family? Sometimes you may be in a situation where you want to just focus and make sure your children become a better person, and maybe you're not working like circular job. Everybody see you where. I know the time I was, training my kids, people expect me to go and do nursing and do like jumping here and there. But that was not my value at that time. My value is to invest in my kids, make sure I manage whatever my husband brings. We plan our home very well because I don't want to fight a battle after might. But to some people, it's like you're wasting money. I remember that time they told me that, you're lessing money for your kids is more or less like paying a mortgage. You guess that? But I was not moved by that. People say a lot of things, but then my focus was on what I want to achieve. And I thank God that I did achieve that. When I look at my kids, I'm grateful that I spend the time for their sports, their well-being and everything. Today, I can do what I want to do peacefully by God's grace. So many people will go through that way. Some ask me and said that, how do you do your work? Did your husband allow you? How? Well, it takes a lot of effort, even when at the point of discouragement, when things are not working at all, but you believe that something will work. It is you that hold it, right? So many people are going through their own in different ways that the roof covers, right? All I want to say is that, you're not there alone. If you believe in the work that you have been called to do, your passion, your zeal, keep doing what you know is good. It's not about showing validation or showing perfection. Yeah, sometimes they will say, look at you, what are you doing? Look at how fat you are. Look at how this, even your husband can tell you that Mary is richer than this person. What are you doing? You have not bring anything. Like a mother, like a stay-home mom, right? They will say that, you've been working, you cannot bring any salary, you're not contributing. Right. They will not see that you're contributing in making food at home, making sure the children are okay, taking the children to school. Even the career women too. They will say you keep working, you never had time for your kids. Look at all your kids, no one is good. Where will you pick? So what am I trying to say? We may look at it in different form, and all these things will silence you. You're angry, you're resentment is unforgiveness. This one say that. We don't have to stuck ourselves in that situation, so I'm able to say that for me, I look at it, I say, you know what, let me win. Focus on what God asks you to do, and surely as women you will win. Don't be discouraged. So I don't know what you have to put in that area, what you want to tell women out there.
There will always be battles. We already mentioned it. It's how we handle it that matters. But I would say that we should try and be each other's keeper. Women being each other's keeper, or even men being women's keeper, because we don't know what somebody's going through. And believe you me, everybody's going through something. Yes. And so how do we even know they're going through something? Somebody that is always very jovial, very outgoing, all of a sudden becomes very quiet. They're not saying anything. Somebody that would always look good, all of a sudden don't care about the way they look anymore. Right. So it's good to ask questions. How are you doing? Is there anything I can do to help? At times, people feel when somebody asks you how you doing, they just want to hear, I'm fine. But believe you me, there are times that people ask you how you're doing. They really care. They want to know what's happening. So we talked about women putting, not necessarily supporting women, or men not necessarily supporting men, but let's take a little time out to kind of hear ourselves. And be that guardian angel for somebody, be that sister for somebody, be that brother for somebody, so that we can, make their day brighter, right?
So the lesson that we learn out of this, if we can say a few lessons that we learn out of this, is that's the remedy. The lessons, the lesson that we say we learn out of this as a person.
I think what we can take away from this today is that women will continue to face these silent battles. It's an ongoing thing. It's not something that's going to stop next week, next month, next year. It's an ongoing it's an ongoing thing, and that's because of how society is made up as well, and how society contributes to this, towards women being silenced and men being silenced as well. I think, as we have mentioned before, is if we can encourage these women, or if these women can feel safe enough to speak out to a family member or to speak to someone in a profession that can help them, that would be the first step in them dealing with this silence. And also for them to start to find their voices again in order to feel safe enough to speak and to talk about these things in order to help them to start to heal. Because that's really what we want, is we want these women that are silent to start healing. Because if they don't start on that healing process, then they will continue this ongoing cycle of being silenced, right? The other thing I think that is very important, which we I don't think we touched on it, but I think it's very important. A lot of women are silent because financially, if they want to get out of a relationship, or if they want to do something about themselves, whether educate themselves or to do something, they are silenced because financially they are not the ones that handles the finances in the home. So if the husband is handling the finances, then they are silenced because they are told that that is not their function in the home. So even if they feel that they need to get out or to do something, they may not have the finances to take care of those
Exactly.
Right? So I feel it's important for us just to briefly mention that women needs to feel empowered. They need to do something to help themselves in order to become more financially sustainable, so that way their voices can be heard. Yeah. And they can actually seek the help and find the path that they need to go on. So I think it's important to mention that as well.
And I just want to add two things to that. One is, when it comes to battles, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you have any, different perspective around it. I think it's at different stages in our lives. Different age group experience different things.
You're right. Absolutely,
right?
Yes.
And then another thing I want to say out there, we hear, young people saying they're being bullied and things like that, because that's part of the fear that they may not be women, they're girls or boys. They're facing that. And there are women that, are also doing things like that. So the question I have for you, viewers listening to us today, is, are you adding value to a woman, or you're taking value away by oppressing them, or whoever you are? Are you adding value, or you're taking value away? What do you want to be known as? You don't want to be that person that makes another woman feel bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much. That reminds me when people say they want a woman who is an asset, not a liability. And I'm like, who did the asset? Is it somebody that somebody they see that is regularly, overpowering? You know what I mean? Overpowering. It's good, but we are not a machine. Women are not machine, actually. If you don't want to be overused and overflow, then you can be able to contain, within your space. That reminds me, remedy and resources that we can find for those who say that I don't know what to do. I'm very, very grateful that you mentioned that finance. Very important. Women, some of them are vulnerable because they can't touch anything. I will encourage women that to add value to yourself so that you have a voice. You can have a voice in your marriage. Like people say, marriage is a very sweet place, depending on how you build it. It's like a house. But sometimes it can be tough, but where it's accommodating for you to beautify, hold that place and set it up. When it comes to finance in marriage, I think that sometimes when you want to do it men will say do it and they'll be watching you. But if you know that this is a division of labor, right? In a sense that the man or the woman or someone that you trust knows something good that they know to do, delegate it to them to do where they can do well, so that the equation will balance. So having said that, it's very important that we keep ourselves safe, both in your mind and in every area of life. Don't just stuck there thinking that, oh, I can't do anything, I can't go. You're not in a prison life. Okay, God have never put you there and you will never be. So you have the voice to speak out. One of the remedy where you can take your source is, where you know that your predicament is overwhelming, that you out of your control. You seek therapy and counseling, very important, and it's very easy to access. Sometimes you don't even need to pay. Prayer and spiritual support is very important. You can go to someone you trust and they can pray with you. I mean, like, give you that courage and the comfort for you to be able to stand strong with. Creative healing, journaling, music, and art, the one that you can do to ease. Yesterday I was going through some research into some different areas, and I see that you can have a routine on what you can do. Gym can be one of them. Something that will give you life to waking your spirit up. When your mind is waking up, you can be able to know that you need to make up. You must be at a certain point of your life, and then you remember something good for yourself. You can remember, oh, you know what, my dress, I think I need to change or go for shopping. It doesn't really matter how much you spend, but I know also some people will say that if I go for shopping, it's a trouble. Yeah, so, all right. So we must find a place where we have this voice. You can also rest and create boundaries for yourself so that you follow the routine that works for you. Financial awareness and empowerment program. When they call for seminar, webinar, all those things, go for those things. It helps. By the time you go, you come back, you can never remain the same. I recommend books also. There are many books, organizations, scripture, biblical scripture that you can use, which will help in so many ways. So I believe that with the little that we have spoken, you will know. My word of encouragement, can we give a word of encouragement to our viewers before we round up? Word of encouragement and recap.
Yeah, I just wanted to, you mentioned a number of remedies that we can use. I wanted to highlight finding a women's group where you can go and sit and listen and talk with other women that have gone through similarly what you have gone through, or women who have come out of it already that are still in the group and are stronger now, and they can now pour into you. Because one of the most powerful things for women is to be around other women, other sisterhood, so that way they can feel empowered and they can pour into them, and also that would also help them now on their journey to come out of this hidden silence that they're in. So I would like to, and there's so many groups around Toronto that you can get into. So please reach out and find women's groups that you can be a part of to help you, that can help pour into you to make you become the person that God wants you to be.
Thank you so much.
I just have two things to add. One is get a mentor. There's so many women out there that's walked the path that you're walking through.
Absolutely,
So there's nothing new under the sun. Get a mentor. And the second thing is around finance. Do not wait for handouts. Every person should have something doing. I mean, in this day and age, you don't need to go out to work. Right? You can be a small business owner in your house. You can be doing, working virtually in your house. Yeah. So there's no excuse.
Yes.
It's very important for everybody, whether man or woman, to be earning some sort of income.
Yes,
period.
It is.
You can't rely on one person. I don't think it's healthy. I feel it's important that you know what you can do. Look at hobbies, It doesn't have to be work 9 to 5. No, but do something.
Thank you so much, viewers. I will give you my word of encouragement. As you know, whatever battle you are fighting, know this, that you are not invisible. Yeah. You are not invisible. Your presence alone brings attention. When you go out, people sees you. You are not forgotten. No, you can't be forgotten. Your presence is an audience already to show that where you appear. You are not defeated. Never. You are a brave woman, You will be healing in that process while you are growing. And also, I want you to know that you are a winner and you're winning. So what your silent battle will do for you is to build silent strength. Remember, any situation you go through is preparing you for another hero or heroine to become, because you're fighting through to be able to teach somebody. So you use it as a stepping stone. Don't be cast down and always be strong. You know, we are all in it together and we cannot to help each other, strengthen each other as always. Thank you so much for this. Today we want to celebrate our heroine. You know, our heroine now is one of our heroines. Our heroines in the house today, which is Her Royal Highness
Lady Abba.
no, there is this Her Royal Highness. Can you tell me that name, please? Okpata, tell me that name, please. Please, my viewers, please let our Royal Highness, you know, introduce herself. She's already here. You know, let her tell us. She's today. One of the things we want to celebrate her about, as young as she look, you know, today is this month is her birthday, and it happens to be in the month of International Women.
Yes.
And we are here to appreciate her and congratulate you
And to celebrate.
you, honor you,
Yes.
not just for who you are, for the impact you have made, for the strength you carry, not just in the community, in different sectors of life, and also a wife and a woman, a leader. I want to say that we appreciate you, my dear.
Thank you.
My sister, my loving friend. God bless you. It is a pleasure to have you as one of the heroines. So thank you so much. If you can just tell us that royal pronunciation, is so awesome to hear. Please.
Thank you so much. I'm honored. The name is Obantakwa
Okay.
Nana Akosua Mkpotuema 1.
Wow. Her Royal Highness. Wow. Yeah. We celebrate you.
Obantakwa Nana Akosua Mkpotuema 1.
Wow.
Let's meet Lady Ava. Her Royal Highness Adedishola Atiba is a backing expert and a community leader as well as a motivational speaker.
Obantakwa Nana Akosua Mkpotuema 1.
I want to say that
Wonderful.
you deserve any accolade at all that you've been given, and the world and the nation, Canada, the community will come out to celebrate you. And being an heroine, you're a light already, a precious daughter of God, and you will come out to shine. You will not come down. Amen. So let's celebrate our heroine for the week of International Month. Welcome. So thank you so much, viewers. As we know, we have said it all, and I know that we are not going out of here without taking a word. We have spoken. I want you to know that you're brave, you're brilliant. You know, God has created you wonderfully. Before we started, our sister said that women are very strong and vibrant, always up and doing. And she said that God said he created man, but this time now it's woman. He created them wonderfully made.
Yes.
And highly favored, right? And that's exactly what you are. And I want to say that we all share that together. So thank you so much for watching. And I want you to stay tuned. Go to Black Community Canada Television in YouTube and like, follow, comment. Let us know how you feel. Feel free to share and reach out to us. We'll be glad to connect with you. We'll be glad to connect with you. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Don't forget to celebrate the heroine and hero in you.